Hi, thank you for picking up the item pickup pack. It's designed for an easy to implement and just mess around and create some easy item pickups. Um, and also, I tried to make it so that it's quite highly customizable. So just rundown of what you've got. We have your basic specialty pickup, so your health pack, shield, lightning bolt, heart, star. We also have some tools, so for any other games that might involve anything tool related. I also have some nice, you got some bombs, and you also got grenades, and you've got items of interest and quest markers, or power ups. Um, all these sorts of things can easily be used. These don't have to necessarily be combined with the platform. So, as well as that, there's two types of shaders that I've been utilizing. Toon shader, that's for like if you don't want it to have the hologram look, and a hologram shader, which can be highly customizable, as well as like a hologram effect material shader. And this is obviously customizable and you can adjust it however you like. And I'll show you what these are when we put the asset together. And then of course, if you're creating any shooter, all shooters have your standard like a handgun, sniper rifle, shotgun, and your AK. So like I put those together, you can have these as well as corresponding ammo. And I've got a variety of different interesting combinations of packs. Now, interesting thing is the way that it's a lot of these built are modular, so you can end up using the combine assets to create your own assets with combining these together by simply going to Windows and then going down to developer settings and then going merge actors when you have them selected. So let's say we want to make a pickup. All right, so we can go through a simple pick. So we go to our components. Now we can have a component that will have the landing pad, like the hover pad and all that, or the energy pad. Or we could just have the one without. Both are pretty much identical besides the actual extra pad down the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll go through the actual pad one, because that will have, of course, all the things that we are going to be working with. Alright, so let's select it. So as we've selected it, in our details panel, we have our mesh, we have our hover material, the hologram material, and then we have the hologram pad material, and then the effect. So if we zoom in closer there, that's the same effect that you can see that I cast over there, except this one's just a straightforward like hologram sort of glowing effect. And then yeah, a pad. Now, let's say we want to customize it. So what we'll do is we'll go over here, we'll go to the effect. We've got a bunch of these already made for you, but let's say we want to do our own. We want to do something a little bit special. So we can go here, and then we can just these are all instances. So you can duplicate the instance, or if you want to, go to the master folder, and you can duplicate. You can create a material instance from there. So I'm going to just duplicate this instance just for this. And we will just say demo. Alright, now as we got this selected, I will actually just drag this off screen and throw it into here just so we can see it actually update as we are going along. Alright, beautiful. Now we can see it update obviously in there, but you know, it's fun in there. So we're going to go jump down here, and I may as well just play it in the background. I'll just play it in the background so we can actually see what's happening. Now let's say if you'd like, we want to change the actual pattern, so we can select a different pattern. So there we go. And this creates that strobing. We're pretty happy with that. So let's say we'd like it to be more condensed. So like that. There we go. So as you can see, it condenses and has like a thing like that. We could actually maybe pick that up a little more and do that. There we go. That's actually not too bad. All right. So let's say that's it. Okay, we want to accept that. We'll just change the color. Now, so far everything else, we will try maybe go for, I don't know, orange. Sure, whatever. We'll go for like a yellowy orange. We already got the paddle orange, but I guess, yeah, whatever. All right, so we'll go with that. And what you can do if you'd like, you can actually change all the combination of patterns. This is where changing the effects really go a long way, because you've got actually layered texture patterns. So we only have 2 textures, but in the 2 textures you have actually 3 different patterns. And these patterns obviously can all be adjusted by selecting the different channels and selecting the different materials. Textures, sorry. All right, let's go further. Now we want to change this pad, so I'll close this down. We don't need to bother about that. And I'll go, this is the master material. So yeah, we can actually just right here, let's create a material instance. I'm just going to accept that as how it is, because I will be deleting this later. And let's say we want to adjust the pad. Okay, so we do have already, it is currently showing as an orange, but let's just make it a little bit more intense. So we can adjust that. All right. Yeah, more of like a deepy red orange. Actually, we need to apply it first, don't we? So let's actually apply that. There we go. So we can actually view. We can view that as we're doing it. There we go. And we will like to adjust the actual hover, the color of the glowing lights. We'll probably change it to a red. Now, what you can't see is that it is actually affecting the material. So if we go here, there's the actual light there. The issue is that we also have lights actual on this that are white at the moment. But what we can do is just crank that up a little bit more, make it a little bit more emissive. Red generally, for emissive, is the weaker emissive color. So yeah, we're happy with that. We're going to close that down. And of course we'll have on the pad, notice lights. So, lights, and you can change the standard color you like. I generally like to match it up with the colors, have everything matching. There we go. So we've got a nice hovering pad, and we've got all this sort of jazz going on. Now, I don't know if I want to have this item. Let's say we probably actually instead, this is a gun pickup pad. All right, so you're picking up a weapon. So we're not going to actually be picking up this armor here. What we would be picking up is the actual weapon. So we go to the mesh folder. Inside the mesh folder, you go guns, and then let's just make it the AK. And so we chuck in the AK, and we notice that the material's gone a little bit funny, but that's because this is utilizing the actual item material, which is the wrong type of material. We want to actually be using the gun one. So this is so we go into guns, and we can actually chuck on any of these if we want, and that will just work straight away. But as you saw over there, we had some interesting examples. So I can show you. You can actually modify these holograms so that they do different effects. and I'll show you what they can do. So inside of here, you can be able to select the different pattern types. You can select the actual different materials, and you can also adjust all these to get whatever you'd like for it to look like in the end. Now we're going for an orange. Now there's already like this nice toon shader orange, so we could probably just chuck in straight away. So like if you don't want a necessarily hologram, we actually have like the toon shader that's there to keep that stylized look, but also to have it fit in. With all of this, if you did want to have something that does go more on the realistic side, you can utilize these materials to create. You can utilize this to actually create, because we're all using IDs. No, sorry, I am the wrong material. If we go into our hologram material, you can use this. I don't know if it's either confusing or not, but this is where the base color gets changed and that. But what you can do is you can utilize the same system and use this ID, this ID mask, and the ID mask masks out sections of the weapon. You can just, jot in different types of materials. For example, like rusty metal, scratch metal, painted metal. If you wanted to try to have something more realistic, you can utilize the ID mask to adjust and do that. Alright, so yeah, we went through, we've adjusted and created a weapon, we've created the glow, we've created the pad, it's all ready to go. There's another little feature, we also have animation. At the moment it's currently just hovering up and down, so we're going to actually stop that. Obviously all the adjustments that we did, because we were doing it in play mode, has changed. But let's say that we want to have this rotate around. So we can click this on and off, and now it rotates around. Magic. And all of this gets controlled inside of this right here. It's fairly simple, nice and easy. Beyond that, you've got a nice collision sphere that we have no collisions to the actual assets themselves. So for picking up, it's just relying on like hitting the collider and gaining the item pickup. And of course, you can just attach on here to whichever on overlap your events attached to there. All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, thank you again. Enjoy yourself. Give me some feedback on what you think about the content. And I'm planning to release larger and more complex content in the future as well. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.